Hi there, and welcome back. It's another episode of Anchored. That means it's another opportunity that we have to just spend some time together connecting with God, and knowing that in that time connecting with God, we are also continuing to connect with one another. And so let's get anchored. Well, today I found this just ready to be recycled. I don't know if you have any of these lying around. It's just a can. It's kind of crushed and the use for it is finished. And it just made me think of how many of us start to feel after a series of things that seem really negative happen. And I could ask, has anybody been experiencing anything negative? But we all have. We have all been experiencing the realities of everything changing around us. And maybe these changes, these COVID-19 moments, maybe they're making you sad. I know that there are parts of it that are making me sad. Maybe they're making you angry or hurt. And maybe you're just realizing that, you're feeling a little bit crushed and beat up. Well, today I was reading in the Bible a story from John 9. And it is about Jesus and a person who was born blind. And I started thinking about that person. In those days, if you were blind or you couldn't walk, the families often would just put people off to the side. And it was the common belief at that time that if that was what you were living with, well, you were kind of like a crushed can, and it must have been because you did something wrong. And that's exactly what the disciples asked Jesus that day. They said, what did he do? What was his sin? Or what was the sin of his parents that he should be born blind? And Jesus, he said, hold on, wait a minute. It isn't because he did anything wrong. It is because my glory will be shown through him. And then he did something amazing. And I'm going to just use this. But Jesus took some dirt and he made mud and he kind of rubbed it on the man's eyes, and then he told him to go and wash, and that something would happen. You see, he knew that there was something about this man's body that this man was likely wishing could be fixed. And when this man went and washed, well, the power of God was displayed greatly that day. His power, look at that, returned the man's sight. But Jesus didn't heal people simply because he wanted to fix what was on the outside. He also wanted to fix what was on the inside so that they could pour out for him. And that man did exactly that. He went around and he told people all about what Jesus had done. That was pretty great. And maybe you're saying, well, that's just a story from the Bible. Well, that same Jesus, he wants to do that for all of us. The Bible also tells us the same power that raised Jesus from the dead. Well, we have that same power. We have access to that power to live inside of us. And so whatever we are facing that is having us feel negative and crushed, while it doesn't feel good in the time, we can entrust everything, even our negative parts, into the hands of that God who is all-powerful, almighty, and who actually wants to not keep things all crushed and destroyed looking, but he wants to make everything new. And he wants to do just like he did for that blind man. Now he wants to restore us. He wants his power to be shown in our lives. You know, another part of the Bible says we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. We may be perplexed, but not in despair. We may be persecuted, but not abandoned. We may be struck down, but not destroyed. And it is because of the power of God. Jesus wants to restore. He wants to make all things new for us too. But we have to give him this. And when we do, he does his work. He wants us to come close to him. He wants us to trust in his power. He wants to reveal his glory in our life too. And then he wants to fill us in such a powerful way that just like that blind man, we will be so excited to see to share what he has done in us, that we will be ready to tell others. So today, I want to close with these words. Do not lose heart. Even though on the outside it seems that things are not going well, inside we are being renewed day by